Behind the rhetoric and troop movements, US decision-makers are facing a far more complex calculation. In recent weeks, the United States has reinforced its military presence in the Middle East, deploying additional warships and assets as tensions with Iran rise following widespread protests inside the Islamic Republic. President Donald Trump has publicly expressed support for the Iranian people, while US media report that military options, including potential airstrikes, are being reviewed. Despite this, no direct large-scale military action has taken place. Analysts argue this restraint reflects not hesitation, but a calculated assessment of risk. This calculation is shaped by 5 key factors that continue to constrain Washington's options. Reason 1. Escalation risk. Iran has significant retaliatory capabilities. It maintains advanced missile forces and a regional network of allies, including Hezbollah, the Houthis, and armed groups in Iraq and Syria. A US strike could trigger attacks on American bases or disrupt shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, a critical artery for global energy supplies. Even limited action could quickly escalate beyond Washington's control. Reason 2. Economic consequences. Any disruption in the Persian Gulf would likely drive oil prices sharply higher, intensifying global inflation. For the US, this would undermine economic stability and contradict President Trump's emphasis on low energy prices and domestic economic recovery. From a strategic perspective, the economic cost may outweigh potential military gains. Reason 3. Political and diplomatic costs. A direct strike risks damaging US credibility internationally and could be perceived as violating principles of non-interference. With elections approaching, Washington is cautious about entering another prolonged conflict. At the same time, rivals such as Russia and China could exploit a US-Iran confrontation to expand their regional influence. Reason 4. Internal Iranian dynamics. External military pressure often strengthens internal unity. While current protests in Iran are driven by domestic grievances, foreign intervention could shift public sentiment toward resisting outside interference. Past experience suggests intervention may consolidate rather than weaken Iran's political system. Reason 5. Limited regional support. Key US partners in the Gulf remain reluctant to support military action. Countries such as Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar fear retaliation against their territory and energy infrastructure. Without strong regional backing, sustaining a direct military campaign becomes far more difficult. Taken together, Washington's restraint can be traced to 5 factors. First, the risk of uncontrolled escalation. Second, the potential economic fallout. Third, the political and diplomatic costs. Fourth, the likelihood of strengthening Iran's internal cohesion. And fifth, the absence of strong regional support. As long as the risks outweigh the benefits, direct military intervention will remain an option, but not the preferred one.